Let's get going. We've got a whole bunch of quests to do over here. More giant crabble carcasses. I do still kind of want to buy that weapon that they had for sale there, but that requires getting some more money.
There must be at least a few usable parts in here. Aha! Hello there.
Who are you?
You wouldn't happen to have found any usable parts in all this debris?
Can't say I have. Why are you looking for them?
Westport stockpiles of replacement parts are nearly depleted. I need to find some parts to convert some of our auto mechanicals, not combat parts. Fortunately, there's nothing here that's salvageable. Anti's bombs sure take their toll, don't they?
What exactly are you trying to convert your mechs to do?
To fill Westport's needs. If you follow the road heading north, you can't miss it. Used to be a sight to behold, but the war hasn't been kind to it. To any of us.
Fair.
True enough.
Tighten your belt.
A few years ago, I couldn't have imagined us running short of anything. And now here I am, digging through scrap for parts. But I digress. Was there anything else? Need to get back to my hunt, you understand?
Where was this convoy of mechs
Unless
headed?
I missed my guess, this looks like it was transporting damaged and malfunctioning automechs from the Vox station to the automech repair center to the south of here. The center is... Say, you don't work for Antis, do you? This is beginning to feel more than a little like you're digging for intelligence.
Nope. I assure you I am not.
Fair enough. As I was saying, the automech repair center is south of here. Regrettably, subjects of Westport no longer have access to the repair center, hence my need to scavenge.
Were these all damaged by Anti's attack?
Yes and no. The bomb certainly took a fierce toll, but I suspect these were all in various states of disrepair even before Anti's offensive, which has made sorting out where to begin my efforts here rather difficult. There should be a manifest somewhere, but it's nowhere to be found. Nor are the troopers who should have been escorting this. Where are their bodies?
Perhaps the escort turned traitor and set the bombs
These are
themselves.
stalwart defenders of the Protectorate we're talking about here. Not the spineless stumblewits that comprise the forces of Anti's choice. No. Some other unfortunate fate has befallen them. Could have been any manner of terror brought upon us by Antis. Likewise. And please inform me if you happen upon any usable parts. There must be at least a few usable parts in here. Aha! Ah, it's warped. Just like everything else.
I mean, oop. Found some parts that I can use, but... Defensive plates. Yeah, I was just trying to see if there was anything on top of it he couldn't see. But it doesn't seem that way. Alright, what's going on here? Oh!
Coming up on the foes. How are you still alive over there?
We gotta get some Spectrum vodka on him. Okay. Clearly more people somewhere, but I can't see where. In combat since when? Is it just that dude over there? Oh, there you are. Oh no, that's... Is that dehydrated water? Oh, a flaw. Overprepared. Okay, let's see. Missing only a shot or two. Doesn't matter. You've already reloaded. If you ever let a weapon run out of ammo, you'll deal less damage for a short time, but all your guns now hold more ammo. 8 seconds is not very long. We'll accept that.
Time to earn my commission.
Check enemy light just turned on.
We've accepted our first flaw. Bypass shunt. More Spectrum vodka. Love that. Definitely need more compact rounds when I get a chance.
Yeah.
This burst gun definitely does take it out of me. Okay, what do we got in here? Memo to staff. I, your humble product envisioner, want to thank every single one of you among you today. When we first arrived at this facility, it was literally a barn in here. We'd seized from the Protectorate a moderate use of agricultural land holding, a rundown old farmhouse and barn, a few harvesters, a seed silo that leaked when it rained. Whoever thought such a meager farmstead could be transformed virtually overnight into the most innovative research center on the entire island? Let me tell you, I did because I believed in you. You did because of your deep trust in our shared vision. That's how together we make audacious advances. Lab note. So this next batch of samples could be very interesting. They are taken from a nearby spire with a distinct red color. Its color comes from a species of red plant indigenous to that area. It releases many of these red spores, which color the surrounding landscape. There's nothing else like it on Paradise Island. I have them laid out for our initial examinations, which I'll commence after lunch. In the meantime, I'm submitting all the raw data from our analysis so far to memorialize it, per standard practice. I must say what I've seen so far is both curious and rather intriguing. Okay. Subject: confidential staff reduction. As you are all aware, our important work here at the lab is being hindered by a handful of incompetent, quarrelsome, wholly irredeemable personnel who have become a liability on our quarterly reports. Normally, I would transfer such resource-draining employees to frontline combat, yet that is not an option with hostilities at a standstill. Rather than further demote these sluggards and sycophants to an even less industrious positions, I appealed to their base natures by inviting each to participate in a promotion acceleration program, PAP, ostensibly a series of outdoor skill building exercises located at spires around the island, with the promise of molding these select staff members into VP material. In reality, PAP's 5 hazardous wilderness exercises leverage participant ineptitude to achieve maximum mortality. Thanks for the skill check, Bandy. I'm confident PAP will offload our most irksome personnel. As an insurance policy, the final activity is set in the northern tip of the northern island, an area infested with corporate Raptidon assets turned feral. Your cooperation in concealing this ruse is much appreciated and also mandatory. Amazing. Download data. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love whenever something is like, your cooperation is appreciated but also mandatory. Telescoping staff. That's probably just the like standard base version of the go in here, see if we can find the key card. If not, I'll do the unlock. Oh, it's just to here. Guess if you're trying to stealth your way in. But it's hard to stealth your way in when they fire on you like...
They put half as much energy into cleaning as they had into attacking the odd passerby.
Yeah, there we
This
go.
place would be pristine.
Attacking the odd passerby, exactly. They just plasma soak. Okay, let's craft. Scrap metal we need 12 of. That's why we can only create so many compact rounds. Mods. So on my, let's see here, on my, so I can put explosive rounds. So explosive rounds would lower the base damage from 36 to 20, but it would make an exploding space. Armor. Wait, we're not wearing the Spaldard. Is that the only piece of armor that can be upgraded? Got it. Okay, this can only have armoring mods on. Actually, yeah, let's see. Bladed Mandalorian uniform, 10% damage resistance just across the board, and has grit enhancing materials already built in. Coated trooper plate. Let's see, 20% evasion, combat sprint speed. This has high combat sprint speed, which is nice. Hell no. The bandolier uniform. Put this one on. It's already got good mods on it. Another computer terminal. Internal correspondence. And then your backside. Look, you're new here and desire to prove yourself. I understand the impulse. I'm simply saying don't be so quick to seek Ormsby's attention. Bright new hopefuls in this facility have a habit of receiving dangerous assignments or drawing undue blame. Avoid attracting conspicuous notice. Wear a disguise if possible. Anyhow, I analyzed the data from the field team at Red Spire. Seems like the reason for the Raptidon's aggressiveness up there has to do with what they've been consuming. Specifically, a unique reaction between the red spores combined with their preservative-rich diet. Not sure if that stems from the Raptidon chow we used to feed them or devouring a bunch of our colleagues. Guess artificial additives aren't 110% beneficial after all. Don't tell Auntie. Had kind of a weird interchange with Ormsby today. After our morning assembly, he made a remark about how he once accidentally ordered a sample sent to our testing into the Pharmacon. Interesting. 5 walk-in industrial macrowave. Like, instead of the spectrometer it was meant. How it literally blew up in someone's face, but then a rival's signature somehow replaced his on the work order. It's not a mistake, he said, if someone else takes the blame. I don't know, guess he is the boss. Instead of worrying, I should probably be taking notes. But if any of these dangerous substances we're working with somehow get loose, I bet I'll know who's to blame. And I've informed him about the field team's findings and your conclusions about the Rap's aggressiveness. Seemed real excited about it, actually, like he just heard news about a promotion. Been weirdly lingering around the macrowave ever since. Made a persona. You're actually the 4th lab tech he's told that stories to, too. It might make you wonder how someone so incompetent can be so skilled at covering their tracks, but if you can't be one, you need to be the other around here. The key to dealing with Ormsby is realizing that he's a complete fraud. That title, totally of his own devising. That's not unheard of. It's likely standard operating procedure among management, actually. For now, we're stuck with him, so just nod and smile until his inevitable replacement arrives. And yeah, learn what you can in the meantime. Interesting.
I've counted at least 6 horrendous death screams since you arrived. You must be affected as well. You there? Could it be?
Who are you?
You seem an honest-to-goodness rational human being, unhindered by bloodlust, unshackled from their basal ganglia. Well then,
what about my basal ganglia?
Intercession Act under Outbreak Provision 5A, I hereby press you into service to aid me in our present crisis. I, Elmet Ormsby, Product Envisioner, Department of Proprietary Methodology and Audacious Advances, am your interim supervisor.
You changed your tune a bit since sending that distress signal.
Oh, all that pleading and the like. Yes. Well, it's only my 2nd time trapped in a laboratory basement, and I do admit...
Only my 2nd time?
I did panic just a little. But back to the exciting news about this incredible new opportunity. You working for me. As an aide-de-camp of sorts, on a brief yet no doubt exhilarating assignment.
We should discuss my fee before we get any further.
Success. Your fee will be based on the length of your involuntary impressment, dangers from exposure to undisclosed hazards, etc. It should be quite fair.
My time is worth, I don't know, whatever you consider.
Don't focus so much on monetary compensation. Think of the goodwill you'll earn with Auntie's choice. We have vision and we are going places. This project especially.
Yeah, you're going places. To hell.
Our lab is a far cry from the others. You're part of something bigger here. The individual not only thrives, but shines even more brightly with the help of their brethren.
I need more
It all
talking
requires a certain
skill points.
Devotion. In the end, it's really quite in the best interests of everyone's careers. A rising tide raises all boats, as they say.
Just get to the point
Well,
already.
it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think?
Seems like the easiest way based on the essentials I assume you have around the lab.
Just so. You seem no stranger to this type of work, eh? Tremendous. Well then, before we roll up our sleeves and determine what's needed, any questions?
What do you remember about what happened? How did you end up in there?
Whole thing was ghastly. One of my assistants and I heard a loud noise. He left to investigate while I continued working on our experiment. When he failed to return, I peeked outside and saw the others run in, bloody, gibbering, hunting for targets. They'd clearly been exposed to some virulent new form of experimental agent. I ran back and locked myself in this test chamber to avoid contamination. Well then, anything else before we proceed?
A visionary lab like this gets to set its own agenda, right?
Well, you'd certainly think so, but management sets the goals. Our humble research team works to deliver. But as much as I'd love to natter on, we probably ought to get matters underway.
Yes, less nattering, more antidoting.
We'll need two things: fresh samples of the red spores and the findings from the expedition that originally uncovered them. After that, an antidote should be possible in relatively short order, with your skilled assistance, of course.
I collected all the findings from the expedition.
Exceedingly fortunate. Just one thing left to gather then. Spore samples may be taken from a red plant indigenous to an area of tall rock formations northwest of here, ingeniously referred to as the Red Spire. Once we have an antidote firmly in hand, we can save my remaining colleagues, so best not murder them all in the meantime.
Yeah, about that. I think I may already have murdered everyone in the meantime.
Typical Auntie's choice. Moving fast and breaking things.
That looks like Red Spire.
It's a brawl.
Okay. Okay, there's something that caught our center there. Hazardous sample collection log.
Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. Surely the red spores aren't to blame. Windborne spores lack the catalytic agent of our food additives. Only way to be certain is to gather a stool sample. Simple enough. A routine task for the Audacious Advances field team. Quiet now as we approach the rap's nest. Certainly the spirited variety will offer... Oh, no! Oh, okay.
Looks like a fight. Time to earn my commission.
Nice. Raptidon Colossus should be the main one. And security lockbox. Incendiary triple barrel shotgun. Okay, this uses shells.
Foraging time's over. We should have what we need.
Okay, hang on now. Now I have a shotgun. Nice. And it's incendiary, so it'll deal better damage to some types of enemies.
Ah, my most favorite, least homicidal subordinate.
Your least
How's all our
homicidal
field work
subordinate.
progressing?
I have the data cartridge and fresh spore samples.
Absolutely gorgeous. Look at you. And to think I just forcibly coerced the first gormless dunderhead who walked by.
Who are you calling
and
gormless?
found you. Lucky me. Now, first things first. Place the data cartridge in the drawer for me, right here, in the slot below my intercom. Haha. Allow me to give this a cursory eyeball and... perfect.
Hi Chunkosaurus, how you doing? Can you seduce any of the NPCs? I don't think so. So far, not really. Most of them were just tolerating, barely. How are you today? Good thing more spores were available so close by.
Always fortuitous to have ready access to a key chemical agent nearby. This might work out yet. Auntie may ignore our recent setbacks if I deliver an easy-to-market product. Just imagine the ad slogans. Air, now with extra fractiousness. Though, I suppose it only works on other Auntie's Choice employees, not our preservative.
I'm not sticking anything in his slot.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
This guy's annoying.
Now we must formulate an antidote. If we're able to
But how are you
save
doing?
my remaining subordinates, they can help us rush this product to market.
Seems alright, enthralled with this chemical agent.
It's a textbook example of the medulla oblongata wagging the cerebellum.
Oh my god.
Although, frankly, there's a plethora of ways to stimulate the reptile brain into such a flurry. None of the previous methods were anywhere close to being this commercially viable. But where there's a will, there's a way to make a profit. Ah,
That's a
there.
lovely
I have
saying.
determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Place it and the spore samples into that synthesizer.
Is it still you versus capitalism?
Enable the device and it will beget a working
Yeah, seemingly me
antidote
versus
momentarily.
capitalism
Return with it
versus
directly as soon as it does, if you
authoritarianism,
please.
but also kind of playing a little bit of all sides. We're just out for ourselves here.
I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us.
Socialist or
Though in
anarchist.
the end, this should turn
Pragmatist.
out to be quite a lucrative day. I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote?
Yes, but I'm afraid it will cost you more.
Nice try. But you don't possess nearly the negotiating power you might suspect. Not when I can simply bide my time and wait for another gormless dunderhead to stumble by. Why, let that thick-headed boob amble off with your reward. Not budging? Oh, all right. I suppose I'd be willing to throw in a little extra as a merit bonus for your superlative performance.
That's more like it. We have ourselves a deal then.
Wonderful, wonderful! Knew you seemed a bankably reliable sort. All right. I am activating the air filtration system. There. Should only take a few moments for the antidote to circulate. Everyone still alive should be right as rain shortly. Marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of your actions. Oh, and before I forget, I, Omid Ormsby, under the power granted me by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, hereby free you from impressed service to Auntie's Choice. Be seeing you.
Get out of here, bitch. Hey, we are now trusted by Auntie's Choice. Escape suit, Adreno Spew and Boom Starter Plus. Oh, that's what's making the noise. His pet canid. Yeah, I'm sorry, but everyone else is just dead. They came after me. Escape protocol. If the wearer drops below 30%, the smoke bomb is dispensed at the location. It has a 10-meter cooldown, which reduces based on your sneak skill. Huh. Costco materials. Okay. Let's see that. Okay. Interesting. He has 300 enemy and so this should be 500 instantly and then another like 300 or more over time. So I like the sound of that. Alright, let's go to Westport. Finally. Westport. How much money do I have? 2,100? If I get to 2,500, I might run back to that repair facility and buy that gun I wanted. Shame we can't swim.
Visitors.
Who are you?
Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you.
You're fine,
If you
buddy.
need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile.
I do need to speak with him.
Hogarth. Milver Street reckons he's the key to converting this town. Let's bring him the good news of Auntie's Choice, shall we?
Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate.
Anything I should know about this place that you can share
Word
that
of the
is?
wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
We're not gonna engage in any misdeeds. We're perfectly well behaved.
We give it a little extra added zeal for now, just to
No, I just feel sad for them. It's even in their name. Auntie's Choice.
don't take your meanings.
We don't have the talent and of a sovereign. I'm just a normal person making random and hurtful.
Oh my god, the constant propaganda.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They sneer at our contentment.
Should be able to lockpick this.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the
None of this is considered stealing, so we'll just take it all then, huh? Alright, what is this? Protectorate Declaratory Address System. Ah, okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna wait to do this until I talk with Hogarth.
Life of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose. For recreation.
Aha, down there, okay.
The paradigm says we're to spend our lives in our predetermined profession.
That's why it's so generous of the sovereign to let us become tiny cogs in the great war machine.
Oh god, that's why it's so generous of the Sovereign to let us become cogs in the Great War Machine. I hate it.
The wireless said that flooding Westport is routine maintenance to remove the dust that had been building up in our door frames.
The Sovereign really does think of everything.
Our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Okay, what's here? Maintenance log. Reservoir status abundant. The seawater desalination purification system is operating at its baseline level of flawless automechanical efficiency. Much like all aspects of Protectorate society, it is perfect. Cistern water quality exceeds maximum standards of potability. Subjects may drink, bathe, recreate, or irrigate without care or restraint. Glory to the Sovereign. Seawall is breached. The cistern is contaminated with elevated levels of salinity. Although currently overwhelmed, the purifiers will compensate without question. The system abides in all things, and soon the reservoir will run clear again. Not today, though. Until the purification system rights itself, bottled beverages remain the prudent option for healthful hydration. Only days after the seawall reached, the water desalination purification system has returned to pre-invasion levels of efficiency. Reservoir quality is approaching semi-potability, suitable for irrigation and the bathing spritz. This recovery of the purification system was never in doubt, a case of events righting themselves. The system truly does abide. Okay. Hack. Bypass shunt. Door water purification facility has been unbarred. Please watch your step. Ah. I see. Restricted area. Salmon. Introduction of foreign contaminants is strictly forbidden. Okay. Oh. Okay.
This looks like the place. No, I haven't felt this high strung since Horizon Point.
Looks like we can get to here from the outside as well. Alright. Compact rounds, love that.
Niles.
Howdy, Zeb. You look... well.
Has my mind
going on
been
here?
set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
Don't you say that, Niles. Introduce me to your friend.
This is the commander I told you about. One in charge of the Horizon Point mission.
So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine.
You're just mad because Niles has better, cooler friends now?
That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
Let Niles respond.
I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to pat your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra! Fuck! It's all coming apart.
Maybe like to rethink Niles' offer of help.
Something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zeb?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But
How would he know?
obviously,
That's where
something's
we're
gone
going
wrong.
too.
Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please.
The Reach the Council will most likely expose you under torture, won't
Do you
they?
think me unaware of that obvious fact? But as I said, these are my friends. This was my plan. Regardless of the risks, I must try and see them return safely.
Sounds like a mission for two of the Earth Directorate's best. Don't you think, Commander?
What was the info they
It has
passed
to do
along?
with the location of a vault rumored to house the Protectorate's greatest technological advancements,
Hmm.
including its skip drive designs. That's all I'll say for now.
I'm in if Niles is in.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Some questions before I
I'll
go.
answer what I can.
How did the Protector Doctor end up turning a rebel fighter?
You must know, it was my sister. A neighbor reported her for some misconduct and she was taken to be refreshed. I never heard what her alleged crime was meant to be. The woman who returned was nigh unrecognizable. The injustice of it rattled me. And once I began to look into what had happened, the more discomfort I felt. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so small, claustrophobic, repressive. And my smoldering resentments became a full conflagration.
About your stint in mental refreshment?
Stop there. I know what you would ask, but I've done my best to put that unpleasant experience behind me. Please respect my wish to avoid reopening closed wounds.
What can you tell me about your
The
neighbors?
Rebels? They keep people away who might otherwise stumble into my operation here. And I feel kindly toward them.
My neighbors, I was referring to Westport.
Of course. Hogarth and his unfortunate charges would be top of mind if you've explored the nearby settlement. I sympathize with the plight of those in Westport. They want nothing to do with me, of course, or anyone outside the Sovereign's grace, which has been to my benefit. I do believe that one day, the truth of the Protector's iniquity will be too obvious to ignore. But for now, not even a crowbar could pry open all those shut eyes.
Okay. Access inventory records. Sure. Low stock prestige brandy. A volunteered to lead the procurement team. I have every confidence in her ability to accomplish the mission and do what needs must if something goes amiss. Found an unopened bottle of prestige brandy underneath the counter yesterday. Seems prudent to save it for a special occasion. I only hope I'll be drinking to our success and not failure in the coming days. Upcoming fulfillments. Everything is in place for tomorrow, but my mind remains restless. Times like these I find myself wishing for Niles. He was always better at these sorts of endeavors. Should we be successful, I will be on no small account due to much of what he taught me. And should we fail, well, then I suppose I'll have learned the wrong lessons.
You always put your hands on other people's things?
Yes. I like that he called me out on it.
Liquidator.
Sit or sprint? Typical predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprag race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit
Armed
tight.
and ready.
All these supplies, crabble, skedaddle. Or maybe open the door and bolt. Seems like a good idea. It's a great idea.
It's a brawl.
Yeah, I like this weapon. Shotgun's doing good work for me. Wait, did I knock at everything? No, I didn't. Quite a bit of stuff to explore here. Brawny or engineering? Oh, come on. Yeah, one more engineering would serve me well. Bourbon. Alright. Just explore these buildings, then we'll go back into the main part of Westport and explore what's going on there. All these bit cartridges are going to be helpful so I can get that gun I was interested in. High security lockbox, bit cartridge, infantry cap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the ship at some point and see how these lockboxes work. Oh my god, there's so much stuff here. All the purple berry crunch we could ever want. Hey, tossball card. +1 toxicity crash threshold. Nice. Those are just like permanent buffs. Enter passcode already left written in go getter. Hidden ambitions. Were it but offered, I would revel in the life of a minor functionary within middle administration, but such is not my lot under the Protectorate. Once one is designated to a post, there they must remain. What is a person with ambitions meant to do here, I ask, besides wallow in obscurity? I often wonder how I might fare with Auntie's choice, freewheeling meritocratic society. Even to consider such thoughts is to court swift rendition to a mental refreshment center. Waddle back to the ship. No, you don't get encumbered in this game. There are limited number of inventory slots, though. So, instead of being weight encumbered, there's just a maximum amount of, like, spaces. But it's a lot of spaces. I haven't run into a problem yet. As unheard of as it sounds, I have been reassigned by Vigilant Hogarth. He has tasked me to raise the spirits of my fellow subjects by reciting inspirational words from the Sovereign. A great honor to be sure, but I worry. If my mind ever begins to wander, will I start singing the spirited product jingles of our commercialist rivals? Yet I must hold firm, as such doubts are contrary to the true go-getter I know myself to be. Admin Chatterjee indicated that my recent conduct was a profound disappointment to all Protectorate society, as the frequency of my washroom visits has increased by 5.6% and my manner has become jittery and fretful. I dared not admit the reason, how I felt impelled to devour Auntie's Choice Purpleberry Crunch at every opportunity. I nodded, accepting 6 demerits and an extra work hour to offset my loss in output, my thoughts already turning to sweet, prohibited indulgence. Despite how feeling I find this, Red Cloak serial, it has left my days and nights full of worry and doubt. Like all who tune in, I cheer at the exploits of the lone righteous sentinel as she nabs hidden sympathizers intent on undermining our Protectorate. But, as the miscreants are shipped off for mental refreshment, I wonder, what would Red Cloak think of my Purpleberry Crunch consumption, or my enthrallment with its advertisements? I fear I know the answer. I love this. Imagine you trying to find an item mid-battle doing the mock rain to find which inventory slot it's in. Yeah, it hasn't been too bad, like, you know, it's like weapons, armor, helmets, you know, here's food. And even this, like, got a lot of spaces, so. And food you don't even have to, like, think about anymore. There's no, it doesn't do the thing that it did in the first game where it's, like, individual effects per item. It's just, all food is just health, essentially, so. And you just, out of combat, consume, and it auto eats like some amount of food from your inventory. Hey, Science Adventures Quarterly, Volume 1 of 10. Collectible for, what's her name? Hopefully you're not lactose intolerant. I'm pretty sure everyone here can eat basically everything. Daily Journal of Good Neighbor Emily Woodham. Another perfectly perfect day, a reliably kept journal for a later reminiscence and routine sentinel review mid-year 2358. Those 700 hours awoke to another day of comfort and security with gratitude to Vigilant Hogarth and our Sovereign in his benevolence. Those 7:30 hours broke morning fast with a nourishing meal of tribute pancakes prepared with typical auto-mechanical flair. 10:30 hours noticed neighbor Doherty taking his normal afternoon walk much earlier today, bears further scrutiny, possible reporting. 12:30 hours, neighbor Ryland arrived for our crafts activity, brought a freshly packed, pre-baked certainty sweet cake. He expressed great contentment with our perfect life, yet pondered if it might ever end. 12:32 hours, reported neighbor Ryland. Oh my god, for pondering if the perfect life might ever end. 12:45 hours, ate the sweet cake. 700 hours, enjoyed evening meal while rereading A Beacon to the Cosmos, nourished physically and spiritually. 200 hours, retired listening to everyone's neighbor Prudence on the wireless, untroubled by doubt or concern. Another perfect day ends. For the glory of the sovereignty, Emily Woodham, a vital cog. Lockpick. I love that. Met with neighbor 2 minutes later. Reported neighbor for showing uncertainty whether or not life would last forever. Plasma soak. We already have a few plasma soak mods. Huh, there's not much in here. Okay. Tribute pancakes. God damn it. Alright, back into this.
Under protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality. Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared...
Almost missed the routine certitude of my assigned profession.
...is either sabotage and or manipulative indoctrinatory falsity.
Okay, I think we already went in there. So let's go into the big building now.
Well, it's infected. Redstone arrives soon, we'll have to start cutting.
Joy.
Right now, the Paradigm needs our houses underwater. Hopefully it'll need them dry again someday, but until then, it's a short swim down to more possessions.
Of course, it's part of the Sovereign's plan. He floods our houses, which makes more habitat for fish, which offers us more to eat, which gives us the strength to build new houses. But then...
This is
how
all
do I
going
cook the
perfectly
fish?
according to the paradigm, I guess. I just can't wait for it to be going more perfectly again.
My body is covered in burns and the attack.
God damn
The
it.
only relief I have is
Do you talk?
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle.
Anyway, I can be of
Don't
assistance.
suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating?
I think there's medicine inside this kit I got from Auntie's Choice.
Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
You're not entirely wrong.
Extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
I'm not going to put my back out trying to inconvenience you. Oh, that needs speech too, huh?
Well, fear I've little time for idle chatter. If you'll excuse me, others do need my attention. Hello again. Here to help? Or just being friendly?
What in the void happened
you
here?
haven't heard? When Antes invaded, they broke the seawall. Flooded nearly half the town below, where most of the domiciles were. A number of our subjects drowned. Others got concussed, or even crushed. A few were electrocuted or exposed to caustics. Took a while for our water purifier to catch up, so some drank tainted water, which is not good for you at all. I'm glad it's working again.
You should take these folks to Fairfield. She's not going to be interested in hearing that.
Don't let me keep you.
She doesn't want to take anyone to Fairfield. Use workbench. Flywheel. Oh my god, so many items. And they're just letting us take it all. It's back outside? Yeah. Okay, what's that weapon we just picked up? Short rounds designator, light revolver. Well, if we put that there, see about, is there a mod we can put on it? No modifications available. Let's see here. holster is fine. Interesting. I'll have to see how this revolver works. If it's more powerful than my rifle.
Word on the wireless is that Auntie's choice is years behind us sociologically. So
You've returned.
they've started the war to grab any part of the paradigm.
Okay, we're fine. Key to vigilance, personal quarters, huh? Required?
Greetings.
I'll deal with you in a minute. Nothing in there but 23 bits thrown in the trash. Perfect. All right. Tell me.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence. Now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Dut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
Yeah, let's see. Westport looks in pretty bad shape.
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, auto-mech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
I have some automech parts, but we'd have to discuss compensation.
What sort of payment do you seek? Don't imagine we have much you need.
Well, you have intimate knowledge of with Vox's stations working, correct?
Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. Why do you ask?
I'm pursuing a malefactor named Augustine DeVries. Vox's relays her last known location.
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. That is most excellent. Please, hand them over. Yes, we had what you outsiders call a deal. I promised you a means past the bridge and a way inside the Vox relay. There is wreckage from a crashed ship traversing most of the expanse. With the right equipment, the path will lead you directly to the Vox relay's main gate. Tell me, do you already have Protectorate jump boots in your possession? That's what I knew them as. The official title is Personal Plasma Thrusters, I suppose.
Yes, and I consider them the height of fashion.
Wouldn't know much about that, but you'll find they serve a practical purpose here. With them equipped, you'll traverse that path with relative ease.
Yep, we already got those.
I'll prepare a writ of conscription to allow you entry to the Vox relay. While most would refuse my authorization, the sentry assigned to the gate once lived in Westport. Sentry second-class layman. Show the writ as proof I have conscripted you into my employ. Use it to press service on my behalf, and she will let you in.
Okay.
Once you're inside, there's someone else you should show it to. You do that and say what I tell you. It saved many lives.
Sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance. Individualism.
Here, I thought stretch goals were more on brand for Auntie's choice.
Let's save ourselves some arguing. You've already helped me. I will grant you the writ. You can ignore my request, fine, but you'll at least hear me out. The Vox Relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now all manner of chaos is raging there. I've heard tell he's even resorted to extra-legal executions. Madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing protectorate law.
How did Montelli lose his way?
Why, isn't it obvious? As vigilant, I was his commander, and without my guidance, he was lost. All manner of chaos seems to be the order of the day at the station. Executions done in the service of order are an unfortunate necessity. Done at the whim of an individual, well, that's just one more depravity Antes has wrought upon us. Marshal Corbin, as with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. I trust we can call on him now to do his part. Seek him out at the Vox Relay, conscript him with the writ, and this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. Corbin will want to talk him down, to take him into custody, to message superiors outside the facility beforehand. We cannot allow any of that to happen.
Why does Corbin have to kill Montelli?
If Corbin becomes the highest-ranking officer alive, no one will be able to contradict his accounting of events. The Protectorate execute connivers and schemers. Corbin must appear forced to take down Montelli in the moment. It cannot feel like a plotted coup. Good, good. Here is the writ. I may not survive to see what occurs, but I trust you to follow your conscience. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here if you can, to check in on my people and see how they fare.
Question before you go, what would it take for you to let your people leave Fairfield?
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse.
Do you imagine your subjects think about your
When
chances
I look
here?
outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water. The reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers. But I know you've got more to do than listen to me natter on about the state of Westport. The Vox Relay's your main concern now. Farewell now.
Okay, Saga of the Manufacturing Auto Mechanicals. Okay, so... Hogarth's intent on his people staying in Westport. Convince him to move everyone to Fairfield by persuading 3 key subjects to leave or sabotaging 3 key pieces of infrastructure. So we can still try to gain Milverton's assistance, but doing so might make Vigilant Hogarth turn on us a little bit. So infrastructure, the generator, water purifier, and loudspeaker are the three important pieces of Westport infrastructure. If we sabotaged all of those, then that could convince Vigilant Hogarth to relocate. Persuading enough of Westport's key subjects to defect to Fairfield might convince Vigilant Hogarth to let his people move. Charlton. Okay.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself.
Hello, Canid. Designated light revolver. Ooh, this one does shock damage. Propagandist clothing. That's probably Milverton's clothing, basically. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Duly authorized subject. Permissions required. We can hack it. Life of service over merchandise. I have dedicated my life to service to all those who I report to and any who report to me. Some might even say I exceeded in both regards, but High Command perceived me into me someone who could share the burden of leadership with, while my subjects saw a superior who they could trust to guide and protect them. But now, due to the nefarious misdeeds of soulless marketeers, such days are over. I failed to safeguard my flock, yet still I must strive to guide them. I can only hope that through timely effort and self-sacrifice, I may yet see them continue unharmed and unpunished. Solace and pride. My subjects remain good people and loyalists at heart, even in times of great distress and hardships. Even a rare black sheep like Charlton continues to stand firm despite possessing a myriad of obvious idiosyncrasies. I take no small amount of pride in this and considerable solace, for if I were to lose my flock to the vapid hucksters who set us upon this doleful path, I fear I would have little left to live for. As far as defections, I have a feeling that the Doctor is one. There's Charlton.
The matriarch and appeared right out of the aether.
Oh my god, it's literally purple from constantly eating Purpleberry Crunch.
Here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All
He looks like he blew Grimace, yeah.
Under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the Sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintrott.
There's a purple stain all around your mouth. What is that?
Did I? Not again. Oh, this? It's a birthmark, skin condition, both, about which I am rather sensitive, thank you very kindly.
Even to someone completely unobservant, that was remarkably unconvincing.
You are every bit you seem, yes? Thoroughly on the up and up and in no way a hidden agent? It is widely known that a sentinel is required to stand revealed before rendering judgment. Why, a plot point about that featured prominently in the latest episode of I, Red Cloak.
Of course you believe everything on the Aether Wave. I guess it would be stranger if you didn't swallow the propaganda, even if it does take some heavy dramatic license.
Look, I know you're secretly a loyal customer of Auntie's Choice.
Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my
Your carefully maintained act.
Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
And the Sovereign embodies and executes on it. Throughout history, human societies were constantly out of balance.
I prefer quoting oblique passages from impenetrable
They are
books.
certainly inspiring. There's this one character who just laughs at danger, says he hand makes his own luck. Is that not the grandest thing you ever heard? You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
You're terrible at keeping secrets. I'm deeply involved. I'm absolutely not here on official Auntie's Choice business.
You cannot hide the truth from me, for I am too savvy. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
I met with Minister Milverstreet, the director of those advertisements you were.
What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
I suspect you'd appreciate his fervent, heartfelt demeanor.
Is that so? Do tell me more.
See for yourself, he has a job in Fairfield.
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Did I mention the signing bonus is a case of Purpleberry Crunch?
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
We convinced him to shut down Westport?
I'd say so, but I'm not some highly skilled subversive type or some such. You are. I'm certain you can find a way, somehow.
Use your opinion on something. Who else in town would you consider
As
important?
a recent convertee to Auntie's Choice, I'd be honored to share my maverick individualist perspective. Well, I can tell you someone who thinks he's important. Pinckney. Ever since he became interim chief mechanist, he's been crying day and night about that generator. If anything happens to that thing, I worry for his mind.
I just thought of something I need to do.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Minor disruption.
Okay. Requisitions, mech.
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that those outside our glorious society may not take freely from our stocks, as our subjects do. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate respective fees. Initiating.
Okay. Another advanced decryption key. So, light revolver with explosive rounds or shock barrel. Utility grip. Attack supply bleed on the trip blade. God, it's another freaking 1,000. Let's sell the junk really quick. Oh, okay, that's fine. We had a lot of junk. Let's buy that.
I hear correctly that you brought us automech parts?
That's
Why, thank you kindly, outsider.
That's
No.
Pinckney.
Friend.
Got it. Okay, so I have to decide. I have to decide if I'm gonna sabotage this place or not. On the one hand, I don't think I need to.
You have the gratitude of everybody in Westport.
I'm pretty sure I can just Oh my god. The frickin' loudspeaker is pissing me off. That alone might be a reason for me to sabotage this place, is just to deal with the annoying loudspeaker. Yeah, I have to decide if I'm going to sabotage this place, because if I don't think I need to. On the other hand, points, and it might make the next mission even a little more helpful. I don't care for Milverton with Auntie's Choice, but also this place is a literal cult. You know, so I shouldn't feel too bad about it in that respect. There's still more stuff to explore, but got it. So this is the all optional way he's told us about to reach the Vox relay over here, rather than going across the bridge. Okay, let's go here. I want to do a couple things while I figure out what I want to do.
Self-diagnostic completed. State your business. Initiating commerce.
Zeraniator. Okay, let's grab this. And then only 4% of users experience secondhand organ liquefaction. That's sort of a special weapon. The fact that it's Zeranium infused is a little bit unique. I do want to use the auto dock, which I think there was one in here. I have just the slightest bit. I can't.
Run into trouble? No. Fortunate, if you'd indulge me, I have a few questions I'd like to ask. First question, can you describe the conditions in which you were exposed to the Zeranium?
I was collecting Zeranium for Delphinia.
Another assistant. Should have guessed. I suppose I should be grateful for all the data she sends my way, but I do wish Del would think more of her collaborators' well-being. All right, next question. How are you feeling? For instance, do your bones seem noticeably softer somehow? Have you observed any sterility on your way in? Or aching in your thyroid or spleen?
I feel reasonably fine, all things
Good
considered.
for you. Keeping a positive attitude can often aid your recovery. I wish more of my patients shared your optimistic disposition. As a token of my appreciation, allow me to provide you advanced Zeranium therapy of the highest possible quality. There, that should do it. Do stop back in if you suffer additional exposure. I would love, be pleased to act as your consulting physician again, should the need arise.
Okay. We have the tiniest amount of contamination there. Okay, let's go back to the incognito really fast. I want to see how some of this works. How do I get back into my ship? Ah. There we go. Okay, for Valerie's quest, use the lockbox. Yeah. Companion mod kits. You have acquired a companion mod kit on a workbench. You can use this to apply upgrade mods to your companion's weapons and armor. These mods increase the damage and armor values of their equipment respectively, as well as granting additional bonuses. Each companion has a basic and advanced kit that must be found, with the latter granting access to more powerful mods. Got a tactical projectile defense dome. Oh, it's a helmet. Got it. Plus 40% energy recharge rate. Projectiles that come too close will automatically be destroyed at the cost of the user's energy. Creates a bubble around our head. Of course it does. Workbench. Oh, hang on. Party upgrades. That's what it is. Okay, Val. So we can do superheating coils. Applies more stacks of burn and deals increased damage, or now deals frost and damage and significantly increased damage. Let's do that. We can just do one or the other. And then armor grants immunity to corrosive side effects, also increases the effectiveness of armor, or grants immunity to shock side effects and increases the effectiveness of their armor. So basically acid proof or shock proof. Do shock proof. So I can add defensive plates, just 10% damage resistance, or I can add some plasma or shock resistance. Let's just add 10% to everything. Nice. We'll continue with these two companions. Although I do like Valerie. That was some low poly for a minute there. Yeah, some of it's still loading in. Oh. Stuff's happening. Human Repair Center. I just noticed that's what that place was called.